Nick Viall is in more trouble again. And this time, people are not staying quiet. You know that feeling when someone keeps explaining themselves, but every explanation somehow makes things worse? Yeah, that's where the story begins. Nick Viall has always been a familiar name. From reality TV fame to podcast success, he built an image of being honest, thoughtful, and real. He was the guy who spoke his mind, gave advice, and called out others when he felt something wasn't right. Many people respected that. Some even trusted him. But now the internet is asking a different question. Is Nick Viall becoming the very thing he used to criticize? Over the past few weeks, Nick has found himself at the center of growing backlash. It didn't start with one big mistake. It started with small moments, comments, reactions, opinions that didn't sit right with people. And once the internet noticed, everything came under a microscope. Fans began replaying old clips, listening closer to his podcast episodes, reading between the lines of his statements, and what they think they're hearing is troubling. Some listeners say Nick sounds dismissive. Others feel he's talking down to people instead of listening. And many are asking why he seems so quick to judge others, while rarely taking responsibility himself. Is it confidence, or is it ego? One major point of criticism is how Nick responds to controversy. Instead of stepping back, some say he doubles down. Instead of apologizing, he explains. And instead of hearing why people are hurt, he focuses on why he thinks he's right. That approach used to work for him, but now people are tired. Social media comments have turned sharper. Former fans say they feel disappointed, not angry, and disappointment cuts deeper because it means expectations were once high. Another layer to this backlash involves how Nick gives relationship advice. For years, he positioned himself as someone who gets it, someone who learned from mistakes and grew wiser. But critics now ask an uncomfortable question. If the advice is so good, why does it often feel cold? Some say his takes lack empathy. Others feel he simplifies complicated emotions. And a growing number of listeners believe he speaks from a place of superiority rather than understanding. That's a big shift from how people used to see him. And then there's the question of accountability. When Nick calls out others, he's confident and firm. But when the spotlight turns toward him, things get messy. Apologies feel carefully worded, clarifications feel defensive, and fans can sense the difference. People aren't demanding perfection, they're asking for honesty. So why does it feel so hard for him to say, "I was wrong"? Of course, Nick still has supporters, plenty of them. They argue that he's being misunderstood, that people are too sensitive, that the internet loves to tear successful people down. And maybe there's truth in that. But even supporters admit something feels off lately. The tone has changed. The energy feels heavier, and the connection with his audience doesn't feel the same, which leads to the biggest question of all. Is Nick Viall losing touch with the very people who made him relevant? Fame can be tricky. The higher you climb, the harder it is to hear feedback. And when your brand is built on being real, any crack in that image stands out even more. Nick's story isn't about one scandal. It's about a pattern of talking instead of listening, explaining instead of understanding, defending instead of reflecting. And people are noticing. The internet moves fast. Opinions shift overnight. One moment you're respected, the next you're questioned. But what matters most is how you respond when the tone changes. Will Nick slow down and really hear what people are saying? Will he grow from this moment, or will he keep pushing forward, convinced that everyone else is the problem? That's the crossroads he's standing at right now. Because this isn't just about backlash, it's about trust. And once trust starts to fade, winning it back is the hardest part. Hey, so the real question isn't whether Nick Viall is in trouble. The real question is, what does he do next? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.